It's all right. You can go sit down. You're gonna make it. Promise you, you're gonna make it. As Steve Ellsworth used to tell me as I was coming in my presidential year, look, Brian, just relax because the club will survive without you. And guess what? Still true this year. So anyway, yeah, tough crowd. So couple things is you might see me bolt out of here while Cory is still talking. Maybe, maybe not. Just thinking, geez, brought in the program and he leaves early. Got some happy dollars here, $20. Leave it there. 2 o'clock today. Lisa and I will be homeowners again in Edwardsville.
No baby, no baby. Hey.
It's true. If it doesn't burn down between now and then, the way this closing is gone, that could possibly happen. So, yeah, you know, we're moving next door to Zoski's. So we're gonna try. And by the way, is there a clothing rule in your pool? I just need to know because, yeah. So that's great. Okay. Another note, we will get to Cory here in a second. You're going to enjoy his presentation. He's a great speaker. If anyone is questioning why we're moving the criterion to May next year, when you leave here, okay, that's one of the reasons, right? This is the heat we have for the criterion. We had it last year, 105 heat index. So it's shaping up to be that way. So Cory is a great friend of our Rotary Club, many Rotary clubs. He is the president and CEO of Great Rivers and Routes Tourism. They do so much to try to support the area communities. He'll talk about that, but just a hardworking guy, disciplined, just is always there. You call for the need, it's there. He's a great friend of the criterion. The Rivers and Routes has made several financial contributions and sponsorships. What is it this year? Is it 10,000? Everyone was spot for that. It's not, okay, it's not that. It's a little lower, but anyway. So, but just on that note, they've been a great sponsor as well as lining us up for TV spots. So, and speaking of that, he has to get out of here kind of early today, a little bit to have some TV time in St. Louis. So Cory, why don't you come on up and entertain the group? I know you will. I think both these, right? Kind of a presidential address. And look what he brought today. He only crowd us with it.
Can I just pull? Oh, there we go. Hey, all right. Oh, I have to stay here because we're online, right? We're on Zoom. Okay, well, good afternoon. This is a tough act to follow from the chair to Brian. Thank you for having me speak today. Cory Jobe, President and CEO of the Great Rivers and Routes Tourism Bureau. I think the last time I talked to this group, we were crammed in a room at Bella Milano a couple of years ago. So I like this much more spacious area, and we have video, so that's great too, and AV. Just a little bit about Great Rivers and Routes. I was asked to talk about Route 66. Everybody in the room does know it's the 100th anniversary of Route 66, correct? Okay, good. I would hope so by now. At your seat, I brought a little lapel pin for each of you. This is the kind of the hot item from the Centennial Commission of Route 66, statewide commission. But Great Rivers and Routes Tourism Bureau, who are we? We're the state certified regional destination marketing and management organization. So there's 37 other organizations like us in the state of Illinois. We're one of 38. So we represent 6 counties here in Southwest Illinois. We represent Macoupin and Montgomery County to the north. And then we have all of Madison County, Greene, Jersey, and Calhoun County. And then we also represent Venice, Brooklyn, and East St. Louis and St. Clair County. We've been around for we're celebrating our 43rd year in 2027. So we've been around a little bit. We represent a lot. We do a lot of other things besides destination marketing and management. We literally have the last 100 miles of Route 66 in Illinois, which takes us from the Sangamon County, Macoupin County line all the way to the Chain of Rocks Bridge. So we have that designation. We also manage the meeting of the Great Rivers National Scenic Byway, which is a national scenic byway which stretches from oh my gosh, where? To Lewis and Clark sites all the way to Pierre Marquette State Park. I had a moment there. So we wear a lot of hats in the region. We can't do what we do without the support of the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity and the governor's office and the Illinois Office of Tourism, or most people will know it as Enjoy Illinois. And that's what I'm going to spend most of my time talking about today, is all the work that we've been able to accomplish with the governor's office and the Illinois Office of Tourism because around Route 66. Over the past I'm jumping. Let me just, I wouldn't be a tourism bureau if I didn't have a little sizzle reel or something. So let me show you kind of our area of Route 66.
It's just a thing, but yeah, so brand new. All the things you do. I'm in love and every second, I'm in love every second, I'm in love every single second. You want to go ahead now? You want to stand so? Right in love every second, I'm in love every second, I'm in love every single second.
Now, when I present this video, we've had so many new projects open since we shot that video. So we're going to be out shooting new video content in a couple of weeks that we'll be adding to it. So I'll talk about some of those projects. So another hat that I wear is this. I'm actually the chair of the governor's statewide Centennial Commission. I've been the chair of our Route 66 Centennial Commission for the past 4 years. Finally, 2026 is here, so I'm really excited about that. The statewide Centennial Commission has 21 members from the city of Chicago through Joliet to Pontiac to Bloomington, Normal, Springfield, here in this region and everywhere in between. And we've been meeting on a monthly basis for the past 4 years. And one thing that we talked a lot about was the need to support current projects that were a part of Route 66, businesses that had been on Route 66 for decades, and creating new placemaking opportunities to keep visitors staying longer in our state and spending more money. And so 4 years ago, we went to the state legislature and we received our first $4 million in grant funds. And every year since then, we've received money. And so to date, since 2021, we've received $25 million from the state of Illinois to invest in over 150 projects. And right here in our region, we've received $5.4 million, and we have funded over 40 projects in the last 100 miles. We got lucky when we went to the legislature. We went without the governor's office support the first year. And we hired a lobbyist, and for the first time ever, this is a no match grant. So our mayors, our parks leaders, our small business owners love it because you don't have to match the grants, which that was the first time in history that the state of Illinois has ever offered a grant without a match. Usually it's 50%, 40%, 20%. And then after the first year of receiving the statewide allocation, it just appeared in the governor's presented fiscal year budget every year. So we didn't have to go hire a lobbyist again and get the funding. And so we've worked really closely with the governor's office and the Illinois Office of Tourism and the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. And to be honest with you, Illinois has led the country. There are 9 states. People say 8, but there is a little stretch of Route 66 through the state of Kansas. But there is a national commission as well. But Illinois has really stood out in terms of what we've been able to do with projects, wayside exhibits, roadside attractions, helping local business owners. We also, the commission just received $1 million for the centennial year of celebrations, which started on April 30th and will end on November the 11th. Statewide, November 11th is the actual date of the Route 66 centennial. That's also Veterans Day. And so there's been a lot of projects a lot of centennial celebrations that are taking place. I'll talk about that in a few minutes as well. But I want to just highlight some of the things. I think we might see them, especially here in Edwardsville. If all of you live here in the city, you see what's happening with Route 66. But I would say our most prized possession, I'm not saying this, I'm speaking here at Edwardsville. I say this to every meeting I speak at, and I speak at a lot of them across the state, but the West End Service Station. You all know about the West End Service Station, I believe. It's part of the Park District properties. And Great Rivers and Routes Tourism Bureau manages that facility on behalf of the Park District. And this is just our number since January 1. So if people tell you, oh, Route 66 isn't driving travel, well, it is. Since January of this year, we've had over 1,600 visitors from 26 countries just since January 1 of 2026, and from 35 states. So we're seeing and that's not a scientific number because we're having people sign into a guest book. Probably not everybody's signing the guest book. We hope they are. We encourage our visitor center specialist team to check in there and make sure they're signing. But just the impact of what's happening because of the centennial year is pretty remarkable. Those are double, almost triple our numbers from a year ago at this time. Now, it's still yet to be seen with gas prices if that's going to impact road trip travel this summer. Domestically, we're already seeing some impacts internationally with air travel to Chicago and throughout the state, but that would be for another conversation and another longer day. But we've seen some impressive numbers so far. A lot of the international travel we don't typically track because it's what's called FIT, foreign independent travel. And they're typically just working with a tour operator overseas. They're booking their flights, their car hire and hotel, and that's it. And they go on their own. We're not really seeing large group bookings yet of international travel, but I thought that was pretty impressive. Another project that you're seeing underway right now and on Main Street is the new, I just grabbed this picture this morning from the city, is the new Edwardsville Arts Center. Next to the Wildy Theater. So that's very exciting. I think there's a small opening and a Route 66 art show starting later this month. So we're really excited to partner with many people in Edwardsville and the city to provide funding to see that project through. The electric neon sign park in Granite City is another project where we worked with a sign company, fourth generation sign company in Springfield, Illinois, that has has the only neon sign plant in America, and they happen to be on Route 66. And so we worked with city leaders there to bring back 3 ghost neon signs that used to dot downtown Granite City and created a sign park. We've also helped with small business owners on Route 66. We really leave it up to each city how they want to apply for grants through our office. We apply for the grant funds through the state through our partnerships with our key city partners, investment partners, Edwardsville, Collinsville, Granite City, Litchfield, Macoupin County, et cetera. In Litchfield, they wanted to help small business owners, so we helped refurbish the interior, the Ariston Cafe 2 years ago. If you've never been to the Ariston Cafe, it's actually older than the road. It's 102 years old this year. It's the oldest continuously operated restaurant on Route 66 in America. We helped finally get the historic Cannonball Jail to opening 2 years ago with a grant. We're going back now to finish the restoration with a grant this cycle. And so the Cannonball Jail is reopened. We do a lot of signage projects. I'll just scroll through some of these. This was a new signage project, the Skyview Drive-In Theater in Litchfield. We did these totem pole wayfind signage. We have one at the West End Service Station. There's actually 70 of these from Chicago to the Chain of Rocks Bridge in the state. Back in Granite City, we launched 2 new giants. If you know about the American Giants, they dotted Route 66 roadside tire centers, gasoline stations, you name it, for decades. And there's a gentleman that has been saving them and has actually have molds to recreate. So his name's Mark Klein. Granite City put 2 in. One is Earl at O'Brien Auto Tire Center in Granite City. O'Brien Auto Tire is the oldest auto tire center on Route 66 in America. And then the other giant you see here is Rusty. He's a 20-foot tall giant. He's honoring the steel mill industry or steel mill workers from Granite City. Actually, next week, there will be 4 more giants that will land in Granite City. And the Granite City will have the most giants of any community on Route 66 in America. So we have a lot of great things. We've done a lot of murals. You've seen our postcard murals. We have one here in Edwardsville. We have 15 of these across the last 100 miles. We've done a lot of murals. Collinsville has an uptown mural trail. This is one of theirs. And then we've also, as you know, we have the big Route 66 shields. We have 10 of these throughout the last 100 miles in our region. Edwardsville has one. This is a picture in Collinsville. Let me just briefly talk about the centennial. There are a lot of events happening. Obviously, there are a lot of local events that happen each year. This is the Saturday is the Edwardsville Route 66 Festival, if you're not aware of that. But the Centennial Commission is funding several events that are in our region. One of those I think you all are probably aware of, that the SIUE Cougars didn't completely change their name to the 66ers, but did a throwback. We supported this effort with a $75,000 grant from the commission to SIUE. And we have a full season of activities. All the sporting teams from men's and women's are donning the 66 uniforms. We're going to be doing an activation in September with the golf team. And so we have some fun things planned with SIUE. Another project that SIUE was a recipient of, we're doing the largest drone show on Route 66 in America. It starts this Saturday in Springfield, and there will be multiple drone show locations all season long. And we're partnering with SIUE for their homecoming. I think it's September 30th, but that drone show will appear at SIUE. We have partnered the Centennial Commission also. These are slowly getting out, but they haven't gotten to our region yet, but they will be the next few days or few weeks. Each city on Route 66 will get a flag and some Centennial roadsides that you see here, road signs. We're also partnering with a gentleman, John Paget. Back in the 70s, he was a young journalist who traveled Route 66 and did the first ever documentary film on Route 66. Well, he's not that young gentleman anymore, but he's doing another updated documentary film called The Main Street of America. And Illinois will be we're going to kick off the launch of that movie, and it'll play at 8 different locations across Illinois in September. It'll start in Chicago at Navy Pier, and then it'll end its way through here. It'll be at the Skyview Drive-In Theater in Litchfield, and then it'll also be at the Wildey Theater. And more to come on that. That'll be in mid-September, but we'll start doing some promotion around that in the next month or two. Another big thing that the commission is sponsoring. Have you ever heard of the Great Race? The Great Race has been around for over 65 years. It's where they race a stretch from one part of the country to the next. 300 cars. It's a timed race. On October 20th in the morning, it will start in downtown Springfield, Illinois. And the first overnight will happen in Collinsville in Uptown. It's the first time in the 65-year race history of the Great Race that the first overnight's in the same state. That's because we worked really hard and provided them a lot, a lot of Centennial money to get them to leave Missouri and come here. And so we're really excited, and it's going to partner with the Ketchup Bottle Festival. So June 20th at about 4 p.m., if you're not doing anything next Saturday, you're going to see all these wonderful cars pull in. I mean, it's a rolling museum that'll be quite something in Uptown Collinsville. Come and visit. Something we're doing locally. We've done a new Route 66 theme beer that'll be hitting store shelves and bars and restaurants in the region. It's called Kicks. This is a collaboration between two of our breweries on Route 66 here in Southwest Illinois, Mississippi Culture in Staunton, and Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville. I can tell you it's an amazing, light, refreshing beer that you can drink, and it'll be for purchase at many locations. I believe the launch is late June for this. And then one last event that we're sponsoring, and I know the city of Edwardsville is participating, is called the Last 100 Miles Festival. This is a Centennial funded festival. 13 communities from Verdon to Edwardsville will be participating. Some will start on October 9th, but October 10th through the 11th will be this massive Last 100 Miles festival and celebration to celebrate Route 66. I think S.J. Morrison is very involved in the Edwardsville event, but we're partnering and promoting and sponsoring or helping fund 13 festivals across the last 100 miles of our event. You'll see more and more of this starting to roll out with marketing and promotion 1st of July. So we have a lot going on Route 66, just not only in our region, but across the state. And if you want to find out more information about Route 66 and the events that are happening, please go over to our website at riversandroutes.com and click on Route 66. There'll be a full landing page with events and activities that are happening in our region. And there's also a landing page that has information about the last festival. And with that, thank you and have a good day. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Can we do that? Any questions? Yes.
What's the allure of more countries coming in states?
Yes.
Something that's just natural Americana, or I mean, like, but I just thought that was amazing stuff.
Yes, it's it's not a domestic product. Us as Illinoisans typically don't travel Route 66. It's really a European product. It's that love affair with America, that ultimate road trip destination. You find we spend a lot of time when you're dealing with European countries or any international country. They don't typically go online to an online tour. So they don't go to an Expedia or a kayak or anything like that. They're typically booking through a tour operator. And so we work a lot with tour operators to make sure they have Route 66 product in their catalogs, that their sales agents are very familiar with the product. So there's 9 destination marketing organizations in Illinois that work collectively to attract tour operators to understand our product. We have a 4-night, 5-day itinerary that the final stop is here in Edwardsville and promoting the overnight stop. And so, yes, it is a big market for European travelers. I think the Centennial has helped us with domestic travelers for sure, because every state's trying to do something along the route. And so that's helped us with domestic. That's why we're a little cautiously optimistic about the numbers internationally this year. But with all the product that we have funded, the $25 million in product, we've got a lot of opportunity to educate more and more people. But it is the #1 reason Europeans travel to Illinois. There's tons of airlift into Chicago. The European market has been to Chicago multiple times. So they're looking for just 1 or 2 nights in Chicago and then out on the route. So it's a big product European wise.
Okay.
Oh.
We're in the little bit house on Main Street. We would have national travelers coming to our facility. We used to actually have post office, but Edwardsville, some of the most historic sites and these along the routes, and that's what brought them. So it was amazing to see that years ago, and I was in the chamber. I also want to put down to the city of Edwardsville as contractors for Edwards routes for several years.
doing this, increase some contract now, focus on a lot of sports tourism and additional promotional marketing of the community. So we're really pleased to have this partnership. It's been a fantastic job and we want to continue that. So I'll let you know.
Thank you for that. And yeah, it's amazing to see the people have been coming for years, decades. So the Centennial's just been a nice way to shine things up and create new roadside attractions and places for people to, the goal is obviously to get them here to stay longer, spend money. That's what it's all about. I always say to politicians, tourism's not a red or blue issue. It's a green issue. It's all about the money. So both parties can love tourism. It's all about the cash registers ringing. So yes, thank you for that comment. Well, thank you so much. Have a great day.